Hey guys, it's LEGO Wolf 4299 here with another custom LEGO minifigure showcase. And today I have my two custom LEGO minifigures of Jacob and Evie Fry, the leader of the Rooks from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now guys, I know I missed the deadline for the release of this game, and I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan, and I apologize that I was not able to hit it, but I was on vacation for the last week, and I was working on these figures while I was on vacation, so I didn't have a lot of time to do that, and I enjoyed it was more of just family and personal stuff at the moment, and I worked on them as best I could on vacation, was able to finish them on vacation. They turned out to be really awesome. I especially love the trench coats, so they turned out really great. The torsos inside aren't not the best work I've ever done. But I also enjoy the heads I've made and stuff like that. And overall, everything about these minifigures turned out pretty good in the long run. So without further ado, guys, let's go into a full close-up 360 of both of these minifigures and get straight into it. So yeah, let's do this. Alright guys, so here we have Jacob Fry, the leader of the Rooks. And Jacob turned out really nice. I was pretty happy with this minifigure when I was able to finish him. And as you can see, he does have a few accessories, so let's go over those real quick. He does have a cane sword. As you can see, all I did here was use a black Lego rod and then sculpted on a little eagle head. I know it's kind of weird looking, but it does the job. I just wanted to have some kind of like cane sword, because I thought that was a pretty cool weapon in the game. And as you can see, I do have a hidden blade made for him out of green stuff. It's just sculpted on there and glued on with some super glue, and it looks really nice. I think it does the job pretty well. And I do have tiny tactical glove tops being utilized for both of these figures. So let me just swap the hands out to the other one so I don't break this while I'm moving them around. I did make sure to have a secondary hand to replace when I want to do, like, when he doesn't have his blade out, more or less. But on this side, as you can see, there is the tiny tactical glove tops, and they look really nice. And as you can see on this hand, there is a flesh tone painted on it. As you guys can see, I did not paint the brass knuckles onto the hands like there is in the game on him and Evie's left hand. They do have like a brass knuckle, and it is not on this figure, as you can see. The head is sculpted with green stuff. The hood, anyway, on the head is completely hand sculpted by me. None of this was Lego's hoods like I usually do. This was all by me, and it turned out really nice. I was pretty happy with it. I know the back should be a little bit more pointed, pointed up, but I had to round it out a little more. It's just, I didn't really get it that well. And then the point of the hood isn't the best for me, but the face itself is a Ezra head from Star Wars Rebels. I just destroyed his face, but left his eyeballs, and then painted on the mouth, the stubble, the little striping, and the sideburns, and it looks pretty nice for Jacob's face. And this is more of his stern facial expression, as I do have a more happy facial expression that I did make for him. The hood is not removable, it is stuck to the head, but I did make him a secondary head with his top hat. Oh, you can't even see that. Okay, I'm going to take him down a little bit here, but you can see he does have a top hat here, and has the red sash all the way around the brim, the bottom of the hat anyway. And then the brim of the hat is cut off and then sculpted up with green stuff to make like the curves, and I sanded down the top to make it like that. But the face is painted by me. The eyeballs are okay. Those are painted by me, and there's some of the better ones I've done. I know a lot of you have been wanting me to paint more like this, use the eyes and then paint the mouth and stuff like that. But I'm still going to do this now and then. I might come back to this head and just do it, because I just want to have a nice looking Assassin's Creed figure for now. But as you can see, there's sculpted hair all the way around. I might come back to that even and just slice a hairpiece and glue it onto this hood. I mean, this top hat. The top hat is removable, as you can see. And the face is more or less reminiscent. I mean, the facial hair is more or less the same as this one. So I've tried to keep those the same. The only difference is this one has a smirk. And yeah, so I'm going to take this off real quick and then put this head back on. There we go. So on the arms, on the right arm here, you can see, on both arms anyway, I have the gray striping representing the stitch outlining of the sleeves. As you can see, they're on that side of the arm, and they're on this side of the arm as well in the back, and they're more or less symmetrical on both sides. And then we have these little teeny like straps here that are on the top of the shoulders on both sides of the arms. Then I have the pulled up sleeve here, and I don't know if this hand has a hidden blade at all. I think it's just this side in this game for some reason. Most Assassin's Creed games have both, but I think this one's kind of going back to like the old ones, how they always had just one. But the gauntlet itself is painted in gold and utilizing a tiny tactical chem line. Link will be in the description down below their store if you guys want to pick some up. They're really expensive, but they are worth it, because as you can see, it looks really nice for the hygienic dart. And inspiration for that goes MGF Customs Arrow figure. When I saw him use those for his torso, I decided to pick some up for my assassins. And as you can see, there is the straps there with the silver buttons, and then the silver continues on the back to do the 3 little plates. And that's about it for the arms and the head. And so the trench coat, as you can see, does have the diamond effect all the way on the frills of the coat, and they look really nice. You can see the 2 silver buttons there and the belt buckle, and you can see there's a pocket here on the side of the figure, and there's also a pocket here. On this side, the belt is going down. You can see the stitch outlining going all the way up on an angle this way, and then on the back is really nice. I really like how the back turned out, guys. A lot of little details gone into this, and you can see that the pouch there and the straps, 3 little straps there hanging down, and it really looks nice, and I'm really happy with the end result. I did outline the front in instead of, I had it in gray, but it just didn't look right, so I actually painted it in brown, and that looked much better. And I did use that on the bottom here where it's supposed to split, and that looks nice as well. He does have a dark brown belt. I think the belt is supposed to be black, but I decided to do a dark brown belt just to make it look better. And as you can see, I painted this on the wrong side there, so this is a little black paint there, so I might come back to this trench coat to make it better in the future. But let me remove the trench coat and the arms real quick before I can show you guys the interior of the torso a little better. So as you guys can see, I have removed the trench coat here, and it is still removable. It's not like glued on to the torso or anything like that. But as you can see, the torso inside does have his necklace, the like the frill coming out, and then the what do you call it? I mean the collar, not the frill. Why do I keep calling it a frill? The collar sticking out. Then you can see the like bandanas inside his shirt, and then the green shirt. I did not paint all those little teeny swiggle details because that would have been really tough to do, and I don't think I was up to the challenge. So I kind of just left it green, and you see the 2 little buttons here, and this is the most disappointing part of the figure, as well as the belt. The belt was rushed. I had like one day, I was gone the whole day on my vacation, and I got back late at night, so I worked at it, and it just wasn't working. For some reason, the paint I had was really thick, the brown stuff, and I had to really work it, and it didn't work too well, and the belts are not my favorite part of both of these figures. I will explain Evie's a little more as well. But as you can see on the bottom, there is the tail end of the shirt, and those look nice, and those were there from the original torso I did that I had to scrap. That was one that I tried doing all the little squiggles, and that one looked terrible. But as you can see on the legs of the figure, there is the 1 strap on the thigh, and then we have the boots down below. There isn't any detail on the top of the legs, so I didn't have to sand those or anything like that. But we have some dark brown boots here, and then on the side of the boots, there is the 3 buttons on both sides, with some black and then some lighter brown little detailing, and on the inside there are no buttons because there weren't in any of the reference photos, and I am blurred out right now, so let's focus that up. But you can see there's the same detail but without the buttons on both boots, so they turned out really nice. And yeah, so that's about it for Jacob Fry, so let's put him back together because I don't want to end it off like this. So yeah, guys, that's about it for Jacob Fry. This minifigure turned out okay. Like I said, I would like to maybe return to it if the character's really good, even if the game's good, because I don't even know if the story's good. So far, I've heard it's been getting 9 and 8 out of 10s, so that's good. So I'm hoping the game's really fun to do, and fun to play anyway. But hope you guys enjoyed this figure. So let's move on to his sister Evie. I know this is kind of long, but there's a lot to talk about. These figures are very detailed, and I apologize for a little sloppiness because I was kind of rushed towards the end. But yeah, so let's move on to Evie Fry. Alright guys, so here we have Evie Fry, the Master of Stealth. Now this minifigure turned out really nice, and I feel like I'm going to play as her more than I am of Jacob in the game, just because in Assassin's Creed I prefer the more stealthy approach than the more up front and close approach that they're kind of insinuating is that Jacob will be more of that, and then Evie will be more stealthy, but you can do both, but they said she has more stealth tactics in her, like upgradation tree and stuff like that. You can get more abilities. One of hers is like chameleon. She can stand still and be like invisible, Halo style. But the accessories I do have for her is a revolver with the barrel painted in black, as you can see right there. This is just a brick arms revolver, so I'm going to take that out of there real quick. And I like to swap between them, so now and then I'll give her the cane sword and give him the revolver. Doesn't really matter. And then you can see she does have her own hidden blade here, also made with green stuff. This one seems a little more skinnier and a little more accurate, I think. And let me remove that real quick before I break it like I did when I was recording earlier. I had to redo this because I broke the blade off because I was doing the whole 360 with the blade, and I snapped it off by accident. So I'm going to replace it with the other hand really quick, if I can get the Tiny Tactical glove top. And like I said, both of these figures are utilizing the Tiny Tactical glove tops, and those are really helpful and really useful for these type of figures. And yeah, so the hood is sculpted with green stuff. As you can see, it does wrap around all the way around the head, and just like Jacob's, it is not removable. And I sanded it down as best I can and make it really smooth. And the inside is red, as you can see, with some gray striping going up and down to represent as the stitch marks. And then the head I use is a Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens Rey head, and her face just looks very much so like Evie. She's got the freckles and everything, so I just decided to use that, and it worked out really well. So I'm going to remove that real quick and just show you the other head I do have. And the other head is just a another Rey head on this hairpiece. If you know what this hairpiece is, it's supposed to have a ponytail in the back, but I just chopped it off because I like the what's it called, the I can't think. The braids. There you go. The braids on the side, and it looks nice like her hairpiece. I'm going to leave this on a little bit, but yeah. So I just decided to use this head, save time on painting, and you guys seem to want me to do this more often and just use Lego heads. And this one worked pretty well, and Jacob's painted face turned out pretty nice as well. So, but as you guys can see, her trench coat is so much more detailed than Jacob's. I enjoyed making her so much more because, I don't know, it's just more fun and overall much more easier. I don't know why. I just was able to pull her together faster than Jacob. Jacob was more a long process, even though he seems to have less detail. It's kind of weird. But I really like this one. As you can see, there's all the gray lining representing in the accurate places. There's silver buttons, the silver clamps, the red part of the waist cape with the light red going through it to represent as like the folds in the fabric. As you can see on the back, she does have a little cape piece connected to her pauldron. She's got silver buttons on the back and all sorts of detail on the back. Very accurate to the actual character design. And yeah, so overall, it just really looks nice, and I really do like it. And this trench coat turned out pretty awesome. So I'm going to put this head back on real quick, just to show you guys that a little more. And as you can see, there is a little bit of stress between the corners of the fabric by moving them so much. As you can see, they are kind of like unraveling. That's the proper word to use. So hopefully I can prevent them from coming out anymore. But as you can see on the arms, we do have like the cuffs. I don't know what type of cuffs you would call that, but painted on there. She's got like her little shoulder pad, and then her gauntlet is a little bit different than Jacob's. It's much smaller, and it's in silver. Now in the game, it seems to be gold, but in a lot of the concept art, it's silver. So I went with the silver, and I do like it more. It seems to blend more with her outfit. And in the game anyway, you can customize both of these characters any way you want. So I decided to just make it silver, and it doesn't have the straps on it or the little silver connectors on the back. Only Jacob's has that, so hers is a little different. I thought it was a little nice touch to make it a little more unique than his. But on the other arm, as you can see, it's a little different. The pauldron's there, if any of you know what that is. If you look at her, she has like this big honking like fabric piece that connects to her cape that I wasn't able to really pull off that well with the Lego minifigure, just painting it on. I was thinking about doing something to do, with like an actual fabric going over it, but that would have been too bulky, so I just kind of painted it on, and it's as best as I could get it. And on the back, like I said, you can see the pauldron with the little straps going up the side, the two little straps there. And yeah, so I'm going to really quick remove the torso, not the torso, the trench coat, if you guys can see the torso underneath, and I'm going to do that real quick. Alright guys, so one real quick thing. Evie was supposed to be my first minifigure to utilize aerial-like curved torsos. As you can see, I have one right here. This was my first attempt at the torso of the minifigure. I was working on it, and I was going to try to make this work by like cutting the entire front of the trench coat off, and then you know, like gluing the sides on and weird stuff like that to try to get the effect before I could use the curvature of the aerial-like torso. And I wanted her to be my first to utilize it and be really cool that way, but it just didn't work. And I needed to have the fabric, you know, like flow down and everything to look really nice like it does. So I wasn't able to replicate that too well. So she's not my first figure to have aerial-like curved torso, but I will be using these pretty soon, and you guys can see more of these in action on my figures. So that'll be pretty cool to use. But as you can see, she does just have a normal torso for now. And that's just for the best, I think. But as you can see on the torso, not much detail at all. She doesn't have a lot on her. The belts, like Jacob, suck. The belts are my only complaints about these figures, really. The belts on her torso really suck. And then the top up here is just pretty simple. There's nothing on the back. And then the legs turned out okay. As you can see, there's some designs on there, little belt buckles. And then these little designs on the side legs, not much. And then on the inside, I think I just have a few little stripes. But that's about it. There's not much else on the legs of the figure. I know it keeps blurring out. I'm sorry about that. It's not really focusing too well today. But I don't want to have to redo all this. But as you can see, there is some gray stripes going on the front of the boots as well. And yeah, so that's about it. I'm going to re-put her back together real quick, and we'll wrap this up. So that's about it for Evie Fry, guys. I think she turned out really nice. I do like her a lot more than Jacob. Jacob I might come back to a lot more. I'm hoping the characters are really good, because then I would have the incentive to come back and redo them, you know, because I want to do them. Like Connor Kenway from Assassin's Creed 3, I still want to redo, like, a remake of him really badly, just because I really like that game. So if they're really good, I'll probably return to them, but there's so much stuff coming out, and so many things I like and I want to make figures for, it's just going to be really hard to return to them, and, you know, and make them more better than they are. But without further ado, guys, we're going to wrap up this video, and yeah, so that's it for Evie Fry. I hope you guys enjoyed this figure. That's about it for this showcase video, guys, on my 2 custom LEGO Assassin's Creed Syndicate figures. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give the video a like down below, and comment which one you think is the best. I personally like Evie a lot. I think she turned out pretty great. If you guys want to stay updated with me, don't forget to follow me on my Twitter, Flickr, and secondary channel. Links to all 3 of those will be in the description down below. And yeah, so hopefully I can redo their torsos maybe sometime when I have a little bit extra time. I know Jacob doesn't have all those little designs on there, but that is just little details. I don't think I could make it work that well. Same with Evie. She has a few little like swiggle details on her hood and stuff, and I didn't want to try to attempt it. But maybe in the future we'll see how better I get. And this painted face is okay. It's not the best. I might come back to that and fix it around like I said. And yeah, so that's about it. I'm gonna go. Hope you guys have a nice day, and God bless all you people of justice. And I'll see you guys. May the force be with us all. Peace.